Okay.
Okay.
So let's start the interview. So you are one of the founders of Youth Empowered Youth, correct?
The Youth Opportunity
Center?
Centers? Yes. Uh-huh.
So how do you get the money that you need to be able to afford this operation, this organization?
So it's through private donations, through foundations that provide funding for nonprofit organizations, and through grants that are available through like the Department of Labor, Workforce Development, and state grants as well.
Oh, okay. So the next following question would be, what are the steps to get those fundings, since it is like donations and...
Yeah, so you have to have a connection into the community with the work you're doing. As a nonprofit, you need to be a benefit to the community. So the Youth Opportunity Center is a benefit in helping young people that may have left education, dropped out of high school, or might be struggling to get a job, get connected to college. And so you're showing the growth of those individuals, and then in return, the contribution they give back to the community because they were able to grow in their education and opportunity with employment.
Okay. The next question would be, what made you start this foundation, and who/what inspired you to start?
So I have for many years worked with very vulnerable populations, and one of the areas that I have always seen that kind of helped people move out of circumstances in their life, such as poverty, chaotic family life, it could be just goals that they've set and not realized, is through support for education and connection to college, such as community college or state college or university, and employment. And so out of that experience, I realized that of all the things that uplift people and cause them to grow is to offer those type of opportunities to them.
That's great. How was your journey on getting started and to where you are now?
I, for many years, had worked in the LA County area with the homeless population. It was during a very difficult time. It was when HIV and AIDS first in the 80s had come into focus, and there were times that individuals could not get services, be housed, or have any opportunities such as employment because of HIV and AIDS. And so out of that, I was able to help to get some housing that was designated specifically to individuals that were going through that crisis, and in return offer services that would also help them to be able to continue to live life and to contribute through employment, through different things as they were healing. So it was quite the journey.
Yeah. Who inspired you, or was it just always like out of you seeing that there was need and you wanting to take action? Or was it somebody that inspired you? Was there like a family member that you knew that probably had a similar career to you?
That's an interesting question. I think the person that inspired me the most were my parents, in that they had a very giving and compassionate way of dealing with individuals. And I would see that growing up. They offered their home to people that were struggling, whether it was a neighbor, whether it was a family member. They seemed to always have that compassion for people and looking beyond feeling like if they had this help, if they had someone supporting them, it would really help change their life. And I would see that, and it really made me want to go into to social work. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, how many volunteers do you get a year? Because I know you guys do that thing year round where you guys go give bags to the homeless
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering how many volunteers you guys get for that.
We have different volunteers for different things across the agency because we serve all of Riverside County. And so over the course of the year, for example, we have our big Christmas focus. We have 145 volunteers for that. So, I would say for different things, it would be different numbers of people. So probably well above maybe 250 in a year with different projects. Yeah.
This also kind of relates to that same question. What other associations are you guys connected with? Because I know you guys also run the foster care and other things like that.
Right. So we don't just have the Youth Opportunity Center. We do have homes for girls. It's called STRTP, which is short-term residential treatment. We also have a mental health program to help young people that are struggling with mental health issues. We have our foster and adoption program. We have our kinship program, and we also have our youth build, which is connected to the employment part with our youth centers. But then we have our parent education, which is we go into the homes, work with Child Protective Services, and so with Safe Care, and that's 0 to 5. And then we also have Strengthening Families, which is a parent education for those children that are 6 to 12 years old as well.
Next question would be, why is it important for you to work with because here in general, you are in this office, and this office generally is from 16 to 24, so why is it important to you to reach out to that specific group of age, and why is it important for you to work with them?
So the data shows that particular population, 16 to 24, are more than likely to be disconnected from education, from employment. They have not had the same opportunity that maybe years ago that a young person within that age group would have had. So we see young people that come through our doors, and they may never have had work experience, and yet they're 21 years of age. And so they struggle with trying to get an employer to hire them because they lack the experience that an employer may be looking for. And a lot of that had to do with the recession early on, and when employment was very, very high for young people within that age group, it would have been double the number of what the adult unemployment was. So it's important that we're looking at the data, that we're knowing that in Riverside County, there is a group of young people that would be needing the services and the support.
Okay, thank you. The next question would be, if you had something to say to the younger generation, what would it be?
Is to really believe in yourself and to trust those that are wanting to help, and not to give up. I would just want to offer hope that the circumstance they may find themselves in right for that moment will definitely change. Through my eyes, because I'm older, I can look back to when I was younger and know what that struggle could be for a young person. Today, I think it's even more of a challenge for them. So to really get those people that believe in what their dream is, and to surround themselves with that positivity to move into that direction, not to give up, to have the hope for the dream of what they want to do in their career or what they want to achieve in education.
Thank you. Last question. How were you, you did say that you used to work with the LA County. How did you end up with this position?
We moved into Riverside County quite a few years ago. I've been 30 years at California Family Life Center. And when I had applied, it was for a part-time position because I was kind of burned out from what I was doing in LA County and working with a very, very difficult population with HIV and AIDS and homelessness. And thought, I just want to have something that would be a benefit to the community and be part-time. Well, part-time lasted less than 2 weeks for me, and they had offered me here a position that was full-time of helping to build the job training program, and it was something I really believed in, and so I just threw myself totally into that. So here I am today, 30 years later.
And how did you prepare yourself for that change?
For that particular change is learning about the community here in Riverside County, because what happens in LA, it could be totally different with, so I believe in looking at the data, seeing where community need is, talking to the community, participating, listening to what others have to say about a community, and from there is to partner. You can't do this work by yourself.
Yeah.
And so you partner with other organizations, agencies, and individuals, and you build from there.
Okay, I think that's all.
Oh, well, thank you, Fatima.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. I hope I answered your questions.
You did wonderfully. Thank you so
Okay, good.
much.